The research for the projects that I'm showing has been inspired by sort of online archives. So I've spent a lot of time looking particularly at the V&A's jewellery archives.
Yeah.
And when you go to museums or galleries, they'll be curated. There'll be a kind of like logic to how you're exploring the space. And I really loved going into these online archives where it was just kind of messy, like not everything was documented the same way, things were labelled to varying degrees, and just surfing them for hours and hours. And so I would like kind of gather all these reference materials from different archives. And essentially that was like quite an amazing flow state, kind of following these little interests. Like I remember I've got a hard drive of all these images I collect from them, and one's just like weird pillars, and you just go down these kind of almost like internet wormholes. So something that I did at uni, I archived my college's art collection that had fallen into sort of disrepair, and I got really into this idea that there could be something in there, that you could plant something in an archive for someone else to discover later for you.
I like it.
Yeah, like, you know, and you wouldn't necessarily know who it was from or where it was from, or like what the sort of provenance of it was. So yeah, when I was kind of thinking about this project, I've been looking at this kind of documentation of objects in archives, and I wanted to create objects that weren't real but were kind of I essentially was gathering lots of reference points from archives, and then wanted to create these new kind of archival drawings of objects that could exist, don't quite exist. They sort of play around with this idea of reality. So I guess that's why I spend a lot of time drawing them, because I want them to have, to some extent, look a bit real, so that when you experience them, either via screen or in a gallery space, you go, oh, is that a real object, or is that a kind of drawing? What is that? And then you get in and you realize it's completely made up, and no one would ever be able to create something with that many jewels or bits of intricate metal.